Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic. Now I'm just going to quickly show you something on a chart that I've got here, which is called Where You Are At, right? I'm going to show you that, right? So over here you got strongly heart-centered, slightly heart-centered, slightly mind-oriented, and strongly mind-oriented. So, I've used the depiction of the brain as the mind and then the heart here. Now, anybody that knows my work at Truly Holistic, we know that our power comes from the heart. While as the human, we're conditioned to use the mind and its thoughts as our ultimate discernment method. And after years and years and years and thousands of clients, we see a common denominator that's always present, that is at the core of every problem humanity's going through. And it's the mind and its thoughts. It's actually the very pathway we use to discern and process what we are experiencing, our reality, that is the chief problem. And I found another way. There's another pathway that is our innate pathway, where we come from, which is supportive of our infinite capacity and potential, not limitation that the mind presents. Okay? So a lot of the times I don't want people to change the way they think about things. I want them to understand that old way of doing through thought, through mentality, has to go. It's not working. It's not working, right? I'm seeing too much of the same, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, which is often referred to as a definition of insanity. So what I've got on here, up here, is what a lot of people depict as ascension, which is the activity of the sun, right? We're getting blasted by solar flares and all these sorts of things. You got to understand that's an outside influence. And what the mind does is, 101 in the game of duality, is the way it manipulates us, is it externalizes our perspective of reality, where we believe the origin of everything comes from outside of us, and that we originally lack and we need things outside of us to make the changes for us, for things to save us. No, we're not. That's not how it should be. That we're not waiting for things to happen, because all there is the now. And the now, when we are self-aware in the now, our awareness shifts away from the mind and drops into the heart and presents our natural state, which is called a state of being. We're classified as human beings, but a majority of humans don't know how to present that state. Again, what we see all the time in regards to session work, right? Evidence is there. We just need to make the changes, because the mind doesn't want you to make changes. It wants you to stay the same. It wants you to be stagnant, to be blocked, to be stuck. The heart wants to forge you forward. So when you see all this stuff here about solar flares and everything about what's happening outside of you, out in the void, which you call as space, we've got to understand, when we send humans up into space or into the atmosphere, they demineralize. They degenerate rapidly. Right? What are health problems? What are these autoimmune conditions? What's motor neuron disorder? All these sorts of things. A rapid degeneration. Right? And these are humans that are using a discernment method of mind. And the mind comes from the void. No wonder we see a comparison with that. Right? So that's a clue. If we go upwards, even if we go traveling in a plane, and we are up 30,000 kilometers up there, what do we see? Increased risk of clots, congestion of blood, increasing of health problems. Our flow goes away because we're not supposed to go that way. Ascension's not about as the human going up into space that way. No. Ascension is about what you authentically and infinitely are. You're not the human infinitely authentically. You're here 70, 80, 90 years like you're putting on a jacket. Right? That jacket, that jersey's not you. Okay? So don't identify that as you. You are a soul consciousness. And the soul gets here from within you through the heart. Right? That's how you get here. This is why we want to be in the heart, right? Because it facilitates what you are. So ascension is obviously got the word ascend in it. Ascend means to go up. Yep, get that, right? We've just talked about that. But it's about bringing through your infinite potential, your infinite consciousness, what we refer as the soul, that exists within you on a quantum level, for it to ascend from within you and be presented and represented here, for you to be a representation of what you authentically are and infinitely are. That's what ascension's all about, right? So visualize like a spring, a natural spring in nature. There's an aquifer deep within the earth, and that water needs to levitate up to the surface. That's ascension. But see that as your infinite consciousness that's on the other doorway of the heart. The heart's a portal, right? We see it as this organ because we are so conditioned by seeing as believing, but our eyes show us 0.0035% of what is. So if we go by that mantra, we are seeing not even close to 1% of reality. If I look through a keyhole, through a door, I'm seeing more of reality than what my visible sight shows me. I'm sorry, I'm quite amped up at the moment because I need to get this message across. I need people to understand this. This is essential, okay? And why I'm like this is I'm so passionate about it. I want people to know about this. I need people to become aware of this. Because this has been my life's work. I've done this moment to moment, day after day, week after week, months after years and years, right? And I see it across the board, whether it's through my clients or through the social media platforms. This manipulation, this distraction. We've got to wake up. We've got to break away from that. I hope you take something from this video. Please do. Catch you later.